What's good? What's good? Welcome back to Invest and Trade with Jax. Gonna go over Matic, guys. We've come down to our next buy zone here. Currently, we're sitting at $1.63. We're down almost 7% on the day. We saw some swift sell-off yesterday. We're sitting at a market cap of 11.11 billion. Maybe that's a good sign. 1111. 24-hour volume of 1.19 billion. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're new to crypto.com, make sure to sign up to the world's fastest crypto growing app. And you can grab one of the incredible Visa cards for cashback in crypto, free Spotify, Netflix, Prime, depending on the level of card that you have, as well as travel incentives, $25 in their native coin Crow just for signing up through my referral. So let's start here on the 4-hour time frame. So we broke down from our ascending triangle, which is a bullish pattern, but it can break down to the downside. And we met our target, which was at about $1.57. We wicked all the way down to our next buy zone. So if you've been dollar cost averaging into your trade, you entered at 196, hit 182, brought you down to about 189. Then you hit 170, brought you down to about 182. You hit 159, brought you down to about 175. You actually hit 159 again. We wicked down and then we hit it again. So if you entered once again at 159, that brought you down to about 170, and then we wicked down to 149. So your average price is sitting right around that 163, 164 mark. That's the beautiful thing about dollar cost averaging, is you almost want the price to drop so you can get more money into your trade and ride the slingshot back up. We've also come down to the golden ratio. I've been talking about this coming back down as we had been getting continuously rejected. I said we could see that ABC correction back down to the golden ratio, which is exactly what happened. We went A, we went B, and we went C. Now we wicked down to 155. We may still come down to that level. We still have room to come down here on the daily RSI. If we were to lose that level of support, it is a strong level of support, guys, previous swing high. But if we lose 155, we see a steep correction here. That would bring Matic down to about 128, would be your next level to target, in my opinion. However, if we come down to that level, you're looking at about a 41% correction, which we do see in the market here. But I do think we have a very good chance to bounce off the golden ratio here at 155, which we've already wicked down to. So we're going to pop over to Ethereum. So here's Ethereum on the 4-hour. Just a quick drink of tea. Hope you're well, guys. Hope the pets are healthy. So I talked about the bullish cross on the MACD yesterday. I said that's a strong indicator that we'd see a pump back to the upside. As we've seen every time we have the bullish cross on the 4-hour for over a month here, we saw a pump back to the upside. However, guys, it was a bit of a fake out. We rolled over. We have lost this trend line of support here that we've been holding since about October 11th here. We lost this level of support and we came down to that level that I had dropped in here, about 4161 for Ethereum. As you can see here on the 4-hour, we are trending into oversold. So I would expect to see at least a relief bounce relatively soon. If we do lose that level of support, you're basically going to target this previous swing high. I've dropped it in here on my daily chart, which is coming in at 3927. You can see here previous swing high and support in this area. We are having the bearish cross on the daily MACD, and as you can see here, we had the bearish cross, so we went through our September correction. But we also had the bearish cross right here where we saw some consolidation, and then we saw a breakout back to the upside. And as you can see here on the daily, we have wicked down to the 55 EMA. I was talking about that double bottom yesterday. However, you can see here we had a bit of a fake out. We broke out and then we sold off rather quickly here. So it was invalidated. Just going to quickly take this out, as well as here on the daily. And we can see here our bearish divergence that we're having on the 4-hour has fully played out. So I think the likely scenario here is that we see a little bit of consolidation, or we break out back to the upside and come up and test this level of resistance. But if we do come up and we get rejected by 4443 or our previous all-time high, that's when we could go through that ABC correction where we come down, we find support on the 55 EMA or this neckline from our cup and handle, we bounce up, we hit the previous all-time high, we get rejected again. That's the worst case scenario in my opinion, for Ethereum to go all the way back down to 3580, but I do think we'd have to see Bitcoin come down to about 52K for that scenario to play out. We'll get into Bitcoin in a separate video here, but in the short term, I would keep an eye on this 55 EMA as 4161. We may see a bounce back to the upside from this level, but we are having the bearish cross on the MACD. So if we do see that further correction and we come down and we lose 3927, then basically your next level of support is here at the 0.786, coming at 3565. But I do think if that were to play out, we would go through an ABC. So I think it's really important once we see that bounce for us to break 4443 and start heading back up towards our all-time high to avoid going through that ABC corrections. However, I still think that steep of a correction is unlikely, especially with Matic already coming back down to the golden ratio. We come up, we get rejected by the 0.786. We roll back, we find support here on the golden ratio, and we see continuation. What we want to see is we stay above the EMAs here, because if we start to break below them and we start hitting the 55 as resistance, that's when we could see a deeper correction to 128. I don't think it's likely in my opinion, but of course it's a possibility here, guys. I think if Bitcoin were to come all the way down to about 52K, that's when we could see Matic come down to about $1.28. In the short term, we have trended into oversold on the 4-hour time frame. As you can see here, when we reach oversold, we see a bounce. We came down, we saw some consolidation here, came down to oversold, we saw a bounce back to the upside, oversold, bounce. So usually you're going to see a bounce to the upside when you trend into oversold here on the 4-hour. So if we do come up, do target 170 as your level of resistance, as well as 182, and what you can do is now turn them into take profit zones, TP zone, and 182 as well. You can add TP zone. And if your average price is sitting right around 163 right now, it's about a 4%, 5% move up to 170, and up to 183, you're looking at about an 11% trade opportunity for Matic. So that's basically it for this one, guys. It's healthy for us to go through this correction. I do think we have a beautiful opportunity to bounce here off the golden ratio, this previous swing high. But if we were to lose that level of support, do target 128. We have our future price targets here, the 1.272. As long as we hold the golden ratio, gives you a strong likelihood you're going to come back up to your all-time high and start heading up to the 1.272 at 405. And then we have our bull run target for Matic at the 1.618 extension at 677, and that dream price here at 1181. So that's it for this one, guys. Shout out to the Discord. Over 1,000 members. We're posting chart patterns. We're talking all things crypto. It's the price of a coffee. You can sign up through the Patreon. Smash that like button, and I'll see you in the next video. Much love. Take care.